we need to address a little issue, kind of going back to Game of Thrones failure and backlash, but also the larger ramifications here. Because what's happened to Game of Thrones, no surprise to any of us, in genre fandom, because the same thing been happening to Star Trek and Ghostbusters and Doctor Who and Star Wars, but now it's finally affecting the normies. The nice broad general audience that has been watching Game of Thrones. It's not just us geeks. It's been regular folks that got into the show, and now it's like they're no longer poo-pooing stories. Oh, they've ruined it. No, they're actually taking it seriously. All I can say to the rest of you guys out there is, welcome to the party, pal. Yeah, welcome to the fight we've been having for how many years now? Man, I think it probably predates Ghostbusters 2016. But that was kind of the big jumping off point of when there's the war's on. We are really in a fight to maintain our cultural folklore, our modern myths. And we are fighting against a mindset that wants to tear down everything and pretty much control everything you think and feel. And again, this is stuff like, you want to get away from, even skateboarders here, who don't give a rip about anything political. We're locked in that, constant, age 15, 16, mindset of 30 years old, working minimum wage just so they can skate. They're finally recognizing that the left has gone nuts. I mean, granted, they're only hearing the total lunatic, but more and more the far left loonies are the ones who are getting the press. And what happened with Gamergate? Where you took a lot of video gamers who only wanted to play their games and be left alone, forced them into a position where they had to choose. Guess what? They didn't choose you guys, did they? They went over to they came to the dark side, Because say what you will about the right, for the most part, we'll leave you alone, As long as you're not scaring the kids and the horses in the middle of the street, we don't give a rip what you do. That's kind of, that's where the right is now these days. Don't be grooming me up, Goldwater and, moral majority crap with Falwell. That side is pretty much gone, or nobody listens to them anymore. It's mostly civil libertarian stuff now, and for the most part, you want to get away from this. We let you get away, okay? Leave the policy with the pros, But this bunch, they want everything is about politics with this mindset here. Everything has got to have some big bombastic message and pound in your head, and they don't realize, one, we're trying to get away from this stuff for a while. Even if I'm a policy wonk, I can easily watch C-SPAN for hours on end and find something out live, but I don't expect anybody to do that, and I don't do it all the time either. But, and I come back, and also coming back to Star Trek and classic, it makes you think. They don't tell you how to think. And it goes beyond just, being a message. What you do when you do that approach, where you start pushing an agenda, you are telling the audience member in question that you are a moron because you don't fairly think this way already. Because you need to be educated. So you're not only talking down to them, you're insulting them, and you're intruding on something you have no business intruding on. Their free time. And frankly, they're doing sports too. And ESPN's had to finally, lay off a bunch of people and say, no, we're not doing politics anymore. No more politics on ESPN. And then finally publicly announced, nope, that's it. We're a sports network. We're going to be a sports network, because it has started intruding on them. And taking the kneel during the national anthem, where do you think that came from? But this is why we keep fighting here. Because we are under a cultural assault by these people who want to make politics into every damn thing. Like, politics has its place, and a very important place, but it shouldn't be everywhere. Into everything. They want to, for God's sake, people that complain about cauliflower being racist. Cauliflower! I have complaints about cauliflower, but racism is not one of them. He's the kind of people who see a political agenda in a chewing gum wrapper. I mean, I'm saying that facetiously, but hey, Give it 10 minutes, someone will come up and like, well, yes, Wrigley chewing gum is racist from all time because of dragging all kinds of crap from Prohibition or whatever. So yeah. No, I do not expect these shows to be frozen in amber, you know? But I do expect a certain amount of respect, not just for the source material and the general approach was, but also the audience. You know, respect for the material, respect for the audience is a big thing, and also I think a few people need to, you know, because Sophie Turner and Kit Harington, no one was slamming you guys. We actually feel sorry for you poor actors and all the art people, you know, and the designers having to carry out this crap. Our anger is directed straight at Benioff and Weiss, because they're the ones who perpetrated this crap. You know, again, HBO happily would have funded 5 more seasons. The same plot would have been fine if it had been built up right and built too. But we're facing some agendas here. Now, in this case, I'm not going to blame the SJW stuff on this. This was, you know, Benioff and Weiss, you know, one being, you know, I guess too tired of doing the same thing, but also being too pig-headed to hand it off to somebody else who might want to take a crack at it, you know, who might want to, you know, get a 5 seasons in with it. You know, no, they have to do it themselves, and if they couldn't finish it, they're going to wreck it for everybody else. And so we get this thing on fast forward. It could like 2 or 3 seasons worth of story into 6 episodes, and they wonder why people are mad. And that is the thing. The tide, I think, is finally turning in this. And that is the one thing that these twits don't take into account. The audience is smarter than they think. And they always have been. That's why Star Trek got as big as it was. And their attempts to try and pervert it with Discovery and the J, it doesn't work because the audience is onto them and they see this stuff coming a mile away. You can't use the excuse of, well, it's always been politically. Yeah, but not didactically, so not the part where the parent down your throat.
She kept saying, like,
So
I remember the time she kept putting it on.
we are winning, but it's going to be ugly before it's over with. So let's keep at it. Don't let up. And the Old Republic might still be saved from D&D. You might, you know, at least. If not, any idea, I heard talking about getting Rian Johnson involved with it. Whoever came up with that idea needs to be shot, frankly, right? Yeah. All in front of the families and shot, okay? This is the guy who's kind of like, you know, what brought it to a boiling point was Rian Johnson. You're going to put him, you know, in with these guys? No. That's putting napalm on the fire, okay? So, yeah, hopefully the outrage will, you know, skip over that. And yeah, we are having an effect. You just look at some of the behind the scenes, you know, news. The other Game of Thrones spinoffs are all on hold. The only one that's not on hold is the one they're currently shooting. So they're kind of stuck on that one, but don't expect anything else out of it. They'll get a pilot, and if it's okay, fine, great. All's forgiven. No one's blaming them. But if it sinks with the stuff and the enthusiasm isn't there because thank you, Dan Dave, you killed it, there will be hell to pay on this, and it's gonna spill over to Disney because, like, you know, we are trying to win back the fans of Star Wars, and you guys you're gonna do the same thing over one of the most successful TV shows ever, and you're gonna bring it over here? I don't think so. You know, the Hollywood One ads are full of writers who are just chomping the bit for a check at a correct franchise like Star Wars or Game of Thrones. And you never know, we may get that Arya Pirate Queen spinoff. You never, you know, there's another petition going around. There seems to be petitions are the thing to do these days. Back in the old days, it's like no individual letters, but now it's like, you know, when 1.5 million people sign a petition about the last season of Game of Thrones, voice of displeasure. Yeah. At that kind of numbers, you pay attention. 40 people in your senior class saying, "No, we don't accept them." That doesn't work. But changing times, changing tactics. So there's hope, but we ain't out of the woods yet. So PayPal, Patreon, yada yada down below. It's still got a few days to the end of the month, and we can get money of our own. So all the help is useful, guys. So catch you later.